Welcome back to part 2 of our Understanding the Human Brain series. In our first video, we dug into major brain structures and learned how all these different regions handle everything from movement to sensory perception. If you haven't seen it yet, I'd recommend going back to watch it before diving into today's content. In this video, we are going to take a closer look at the neurons, the building blocks of the brain, and also explore how they communicate through neurotransmitters. These tiny messengers are capable of doing everything from controlling your muscles to your mood. Let's get started. Neurons' brain building blocks. In fact, the brain comprises billions of neurons, about 86 billion, to be more precise. Neurons are specialized cells which transmit information throughout your brain and body. You could think of them as tiny messengers constantly sending and receiving signals that allow your brain to function. Here's how a neuron works. A neuron receives information through structures called dendrites. These dendrites collect signals from other neurons. It travels down the length of the neuron's body, down to the axon, a long cable-like structure that carries the signal to the next neuron. At the end of an axon, signals prompt the release of chemicals called neurotransmitters into a tiny gap between neurons called a synapse. The neurotransmitters bind to receptors on the following neuron, passing the message along. Neurotransmitters, chemical messengers of the brain. Neurotransmitters are chemicals that convey signals between neurons. Neurotransmitters are categorized into several, but all of them perform a distinct activity in the brain. For instance, the following are just some of the few ones. Dopamine. Dopamine is often referred to as the feel-good neurotransmitter. Its function is attributed to processes related to reward, motivation, and pleasure. Each time you achieve something you wanted to do or taste an exquisite meal, dopamine is being released, making you feel elated and satisfied. Serotonin. Serotonin is the chemical responsible for mood, sleep, and appetite regulation. Low levels of serotonin have been linked to depression and anxiety. It serves to regulate the emotional state and creates a feeling of well-being. Acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is somehow associated with learning and memory, plus it has muscle movement. The neurotransmitter which helps you remember things and to make new memories is acetylcholine. This is also a factor in activating your muscles. GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid. GABA is an inhibitory neurotransmitter which generally reduces neuron activity and subsequently calms the brain. It is extremely important in reducing anxiety and for relaxation. Neuronal networks. Neurons work in networks, communicating with each other to process information and render responses. Neural circuits go from the simple reflexes and action to jerk your hand away from something hot through complex thought processes. The brain can, over time, reorganize itself to change and adapt, or in scientific terms, it exhibits neuroplasticity. Essentially, your brain is constantly changing due to the effects of experiences, learning new information, and recovery after injuries. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change. Another interesting feature of the human brain is neuroplasticity, its ability to learn and rewire itself based on either experiences, learning, or even injury. Consider a new skill you learned. A type of new skill may be to play an instrument or speak a new language, and note how your brain strengthened certain neural pathways. It becomes more efficient with practice. Neuroplasticity is also the reason why recovery can be postulated after brain injuries. For sometimes, other parts of the brain can take up the lost functions due to the damage done, and therefore, it is possible to rehabilitate people. Conclusion. So, that was a general overview of how neurons and neurotransmitters work with each other to keep your brain going. From sending signals to regulating mood, these tiny messengers work behind the scene, controlling every aspect of your life. In the next part of this video series, we explore neuroplasticity and find out just exactly how the brain changes and develops, whether in the process of learning or rehabilitation from an injury. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, don't forget to like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit that little bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you guys in the next one.